So, what does it mean for a man to lead his family? Just want to get my take on it. I feel like as men, this is a conversation that we don't have enough. We'll talk about everything else, but this is a conversation that's worth talking about. First, I want to say, in regards to the idea of a man leading his family, to me, it's a biblical principle that's been put in place to help families flourish, to help society flourish. Because if you look at it, anytime you see a neighborhood going downhill or a family going downhill, a lot of times it's because the man is not active or is not present in the household like he should be. So I just think we as men, myself included, underestimate our value to our families and the impact that we can have. I got married when I was 22 years old. Been married for 13 years now and counting. Had my first child at 23. Now I'm 35 and we have 6 children. And one thing I can say is that leading my family is tough. Number one, it's tough. And secondly, I want to say that it's not a natural thing. Like it didn't come naturally or it doesn't come naturally to me. Because before I got married, I only had to worry about myself and my own actions. After I got married, I had to take my wife's needs in consideration. I had to take my children's needs into consideration. So it's a whole different ball game when you have a family to look out for. And then also got to take into account that a lot of men potentially didn't see a great example of what it means to lead their family. And it's hard to be what you haven't seen. Shout out to the men who are leading, who are locked in, who are trying their best despite low resources, low guidance, and a lack of example when they were younger. Shout out to you. Keep going, keep pushing, get better each and every day. All right, what is leadership? If I shrink my responsibility down to just providing and protecting, then I just become an ATM. You just push a button, money come out, and it's like a transactional thing with no relationship. And I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for anybody. So I think it's more than just providing and protecting. So I think it has to do with 2 things I want to talk about. Number one, setting the direction for the family. When I think about that, I think about a Navy ship. The captain of the ship is responsible for the safe navigation of the ship. So if that ship crashes, the captain is going to be held accountable. And I feel like in the same way, me as the man of the house will be held accountable if my family crashes. My family crashes financially. And my family relationships crash. And my family crashes spiritually. These are all ways that I feel like I need to be locked in as a father and as a husband. For instance, financially, I made a decision a couple years ago. Me and my wife made the decision. We made a decision to move to another neighborhood. What we didn't know at the time was the house that we bought would eventually need about $60,000. Yeah, about $60,000 of repairs to the house. And when I look at that situation as the man of the house, even though we both made that decision together, I held myself responsible for that bump in the road that we have financially. And then secondly, as the man of the house, I think we're responsible for setting the tone, setting the culture of the house. Again, a ship CO in the Navy, he will get fired if he lets a toxic work environment exist on his ship. And I feel like in the same way, the man has a lot of responsibility to ensure that the home is safe, along with the wife. But the home is a safe environment for the kids to be themselves. The home is a safe environment for the kids to make mistakes and for the kids to grow. And I also think that the man is definitely equipped to set the standard to make sure that, yeah, it's going to be safe for you to make mistakes, but it's not going to be safe for you to be disrespectful in regards to the kids. It's not going to be safe for you to be lazy. It's not going to be safe for you to not have accountability for the things you need to do. I think the man really hold the children accountable, to hold them accountable for the things they need to do to help them to continue to grow. Like I said, I have 6 children, and they have all different types of personalities. One is more compliant. The other one got a mouth on them. So I got to make sure that as my kids get older, they're not disrespecting my wife. I got to make sure as they get older, they're not disrespecting me. We have a lot of influence as parents, specifically as fathers, to impact the people that they are becoming. So I hope that's helpful. That's the way I think about it. Locked into the direction of your household, locked into the culture of your household.